Going on, guys? So, yeah, the top 10 lies told by Brendan Schaub, the first video in this iteration, got a lot of attention. Well, a lot being relative because it really didn't get that much attention, but got a lot of comments and likes. So, here we are. The second video, I will pick up where I left off in the numbering. The first video had 6. This one, I think we'll only do 4, but I'll start at 7, if that makes sense. Okay, so number 7, and this one is my personal favorite. So this is from the special You'd Be Surprised, which I think you're all familiar with if you're watching this video. If there's by some slim chance you haven't seen that special or heard about it, I think you'd be surprised in how almost interestingly not good it is. But we can leave it at that because that's special. There's many videos on it already, and I could make a video if you guys want, but for now, we'll just keep moving on. So there's one part where he had just lost a UFC fight, and the UFC doctor, who is apparently Asian, and I only bring that up because of its relevancy to this fabrication, Brendan Schaub made a pretty heavily exaggerated accent for the guy, and I'll play the clip and I will give my thoughts on it afterwards.
This giant Asian doctor walks up to me and goes, "Mr. Schaub, sorry for your loss." "Thank you, that makes me feel better. Thank you for that." He goes, "But your lip."
My name is Dr. Greg Shue. I'm a board-certified ophthalmologist.
I'm the UFC consultant physician. I take care of all the fighters as well as employees within the UFC family.
Yeah, so I think the funniest thing to come out of this special is when I saw this clip, like this exact clip where Brendan Schaub does the accent for the guy, and then it jumps to the it jumps to the guy speaking. Like the stark contrast between Brendan Schaub's accent and how that guy actually talks. It's like that's actually pretty funny how far off he was on his fake accent. But the thing that just really cracks me up about this is that doctor is more well-spoken than me and Brendan combined. I mean, that guy is more well-spoken than basically anybody. I don't know. I mean, you put that guy in a room of 100 people and he probably speaks better, clearer English than any of them, you know? But that is the guy Brendan decides to pin a fake accent on, which to me is the funniest thing of all out of that special. So that was number 7. So number 8, and if you're on the Fighter and the Kids subreddit, you've seen clips and many threads on this, deservedly so, because it's so, like, this one to me is fascinating. The why, like, why does he do that? And why is he so arrogant about it? And then in the time he gets called out about it, why does he suddenly act confused and unaware of it? And this one, number 8, is the sink piss. Like, so I guess in Thick Boy Studios, the actual studio doesn't have a bathroom, but it has like a kitchenette or something, and there's a sink in the kitchen, and supposedly the bathroom is far away and it's locked or something, unless that's just made up for his reasoning to piss in this sink. And for this one, there's a couple clips, because there's the one that really made this blow up, so to speak, is Howie Mandel, for some reason, ended up on a fight companion with Schaub, and all of Howie's Twitter followers let him know that Schaub pisses in the sink. And I mean, it sure sounds like he does, because we also have a clip where Chin and Bryan talk about it, and Schaub definitely doesn't deny it. I mean, he basically confirms what they're saying.
Restroom together. I saw piss in the freaking sink, and I'm like, at this point, there's no way I can get near the sink. I'm like,
I don't know who did that.
I grabbed paper towels.
One of us.
I grabbed paper towels.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I used paper towels to open the door too, because I know you guys touch your dicks and touch all that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta use paper towels now. I'm wasting trees.
I feel like a Hell's Angel when I piss
I'm
in the
wasting
sink.
trees because of your.
Hey, my girl.
Yeah, so that was a clip of him denying it, which is just weird because he was so giddy about being called out on it by Chin and Bryan. I mean, he's like a child on Christmas. Like look at his face and how giddy he is. How Chin saw curdled piss in the sink that was just left there. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess Schaub likes to piss in sinks unless a certain kind of germaphobe celebrity is around, and then all of a sudden he acts like he doesn't. It's like an unfathomable act or something.
Don't go to the bathroom there because you piss in the sink.
Weird.
What?
They said that you said this out loud.
Wait,
Does he piss in the sink
don't
here?
go to, I've done it maybe
seen it.
once.
Okay, but
I mean,
so
it was
that
a-
was the
it was
whole thing.
emergency.
Nobody's talking about the fight. Everybody was saying, Howie, how are you going to go there? He pisses in the sink. Brendan talked about he pissed in the sink.
I had to pee in the sink one time. It was a state of emergency.
I'll be
We're live
honest.
on
Where was
air.
the toilet?
So, yeah, so that was number 8. Okay, so for number 9, and this one, in Brendan's defense, he actually called himself out on, so we can give him credit for this one. But it's funny enough where I think it should be included in the official list. The infamous Brendan Schaub has a jet black mustache incident. So on the Golden Hour podcast, Erik, one of the co-hosts, asked Brendan straight up, like, what's going on with his mustache? It's a little darker than the rest of his facial hair. And Brendan, like, I don't know what his initial impetus is to always not just be honest or bust his own balls, but he's like, no, that's natural. His like electrical tape black mustache is natural, and the rest of his like salt and pepper facial hair is also natural or something. So here's the clip.
Everything's just it's just weird. Like do you dye your mustache?
No.
That's crazy how
comes in dark.
that is
Yeah,
compared
weird,
to
huh?
like then you having some gray.
I don't really have gray hair, do
but
I?
as it keeps
Not a
going,
lot.
Yeah.
but if I trim it, so it starts off and then it gets gray.
Yeah.
So if it gets longer, it gets like
Yeah,
it was.
yeah,
It
yeah,
gets gray.
It actually doesn't make any sense.
No.
Okay, so that was dead. And then fast forward, I don't know what the time difference was, like a month or so. He's doing a fight companion and it comes up again. And luckily, he was like, all right, well, that was too ridiculous. So he'll just come clean. So here's a clip of that.
Fuck, and you got all that gray all on your face?
All right, well, I used Just for Men the other day.
You didn't use enough.
I know. Well, I looked ridiculous.
Yeah,
I looked like Tom Selleck for
But
about
see,
2 minutes.
you married, so you don't care no more. That's what happens when you get married.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no,
it's
I
okay.
did die, and it was a disaster. I looked horrible.
Damn.
Yeah, so I guess even some lies are a bit too much. Okay, so number 10. And this one is a little weird because ultimately no one will ever know if this is really a lie or if it really happened. But it's the Casey Affleck crying incident. So I guess at one of Brendan's UFC fights, he must have lost. And at some point, he ran into Casey Affleck at the fight or after the fight and was crying, pleading with Brendan to stop fighting. So here's the clip and then we'll get into it.
And he found out I was a fighter, and he had tears in his eyes and was telling me to stop fighting.
Who?
Casey Affleck.
Wow.
He was like, you don't need to do this, man.
Yeah.
You have so much going for you. You're a smart kid. I see you around.
Yeah, so the thing about these, and I think it's why he has so many of these celeb stories, is because there's no real way to ever 100% know if they really happened or not. If we were all betting gentlemen, I think we would all bet on this didn't happen. But how would we ever know? The only way we would ever know is if somebody on the record asked Casey Affleck if he was at a UFC fight and he talked to Brendan Schaub. Like, no one in that position would ask him that on the record. Like there's nothing to gain from anybody in that scenario. So all we can really do is speculate. But the fact that there's multiple weird stories like these, something just isn't adding up. In fact, there's so many of these, I almost wonder if I should just have them in one giant category on this top 10 list. the thing I wonder about these, if you're going to tell a good lie, you have as much truth in it as possible. So I wonder, and not so much about this one, but just any of his celebrity run-ins, like something must have happened in some capacity. Like he met The Rock in an elevator, and that's an easy one because it's like, well, if it was in an elevator, no one would have seen it, you know. He met Adam Sandler in a bathroom, so no one would have seen it. All right, so that was the video. Yeah, we did 4. That's pretty good. But I think we can keep this train going. You guys have done a good job leaving comments on which ones I can do next, so we can just keep it going. If you think these are stupid, you can let me know. You guys don't seem to hesitate when you think my videos are garbage. And to be honest, I don't really blame you because at the end of the day, these videos are pretty pointless and I'm just talking crap. So yeah, whatever. We can keep it going. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys later.